negotiations leading up to 1998, Gerry Adams was President of Sinn Fein and was elected member for West Belfast in the First Assembly. Please welcome Gerry Adams.
I'm parched, so I had to get a chuck iske, but anyway, tá mé hansás to bei livse, agus tá mé fuir bríachta an Cioncoria, mar seansa cans livse fásta, and what we has in the Ceoltery, the choir, our thanks to the choir, as well as to the entire assembly team and to Alec's team also for putting on this event. And I want to commend Alec for opening this place up to others, making it more accessible, particularly his initiative with the Youth Assembly, who we saw inviting and introducing the rest of us, and also for citizens with disabilities. I'm just back from the States, so I don't know where my head is. I want to commend George Mitchell. I want to commend all of the parties to the agreement, all of the parties who laboured on this, and also to the other chairs and to the various commissioners. I want to commend Bertie Ahern and Tony Blair and their staff and their officials, President Clinton and our friends in Irish America. And I want to remember John Hume and Pat and David Trimble, David and Reg and the rest of the team. The Ulster Unionist Party had great difficulties to deal with. David Irvine, Hughie Smith. One of my best stories of the negotiations concerns Hughie Smith. It happened in Downing Street. Sherry Blair was expecting their baby, and we were involved in a plenary session in Downing Street, and Hughie says to Tony Blair, "I suppose you're going to call the child Tony?" And Tony says, "No, we're going to call it, if it's a boy, it is a boy, Leo." So Hughie back home, good wise Shankill Roadman, into the bookie shop, put a huge amount of money, and got a huge amount of money back from that. Father Alex Reid, Father Des Wilson, Albert Reynolds, who doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and Jean Kennedy Smith and Teddy and Mo Molan, and all those who made the agreement possible. And I want to remember also Ian Paisley, who, after the initial process, famously shared the First Minister's office with Martin McGuinness, and they both made it work. And the last 25 years have been up and down, and there have been many twists and turns. But one thing for certain is we're all in a better place, and despite current challenges, the future is bright. And if you doubt that, think of the countless lives which have been saved, or reflect on events in other parts of the world at this time. So we have a lot to be thankful for, and we have a lot to do. The Good Friday Agreement wasn't a one-off event. It wasn't a destination. It is a process. And processes of change, particularly when they involve human beings with different attitudes and views, are challenging, and they are difficult. The agreement belongs to us all, even to those folk who are against it. It's an all-island, all-Ireland accord. It's an international treaty. And the reason it belongs to us all, because in May 1998, in 2 referendums, people endorsed it in huge numbers. So it's here to stay. The institutions of the agreement, they're not working at present, but that too can be fixed. And it's critically important that the results of the last election are respected. Now, I believe Jeffrey Donaldson when he says that the First Minister designate, Michelle O'Neill, taking up that office is not a problem for him. So when the DUP have concluded its internal processes, all of us can look forward to a new phase of the Northern Assembly. No other scenario is viable. Of course, that does not mean that everyone else should sit around twiddling our thumbs waiting for the DUP. I commend the work of civic society here, of all the other parties in the Assembly, of the efforts that are being made continuously to stand up for people in these difficult times of English Tory austerity. I commend the leadership shown by all of the leaders in this institution who have come together in progressive alliances. And I thank Michelle O'Neill for her commitment to be a First Minister for all. Now, there would not be a Good Friday Agreement without the work of Tony Blair. Unfortunately, the present English government has no real investment in the agreement, so that puts a greater onus on the Irish government to use all the Good Friday Agreement mechanisms, including the British-Irish Intergovernmental Conference. English track rule is not an option. I'm sure we're all agreed on that. And we in this room have differences of opinion, but that does not and should not stop us working together. Our ability to do that formally in this Assembly, as our mandates allowed, should not be delayed indefinitely. The Irish Government has a duty and a right under the Good Friday Agreement to continue to uphold it and to hold the British Government to account. And none of us should have to reduce that role to spectating or commentating. The Good Friday Agreement has protocols which need to be activated, and so too with legacy issues. We all agree on that. The Irish Government should take an interstate case against London. Inclusive dialogue created the Good Friday Agreement. Even though not everyone talked to Sinn Féin at that time, this has changed. Now, many of us are friends. All of us have decent, respectful conversations, and that's the way forward. The Good Friday Agreement has also provided a way to agree our future, and that's for the people to decide. This is our home place, all of us. It's a place we all love, and a place which we want to prosper, and that's what unites everyone here. So let's discuss how we do that. Our responsibility is for the future. The past will take care of itself. Let's plan for the day when we can govern ourselves without the corrosive rule of London. In this too, the Good Friday Agreement is crucial. The protections in it claimed by some as being about nationalists are actually for everyone. Unionist rights, including the Orange traditions, will be protected by the Good Friday Agreement and by the rest of us. So in the spirit of Easter and the Good Friday Agreement, let us resolve to keep going. In the last 25 years, we've fallen down many times. In fact, we're very good at that. But we're also very good at getting back up again. We're very successful at that. So let's be successful once again. Gormila mai agub galyar.